Hello and welcome to episode 125 of Paper Tuesdays with Michael Dwyer and Marc Halpin.
Marc, this is going to be an orgasmic episode.
Oh,
It's outrageous. You want to start with the Gorey Guardian?
okay. So big news.
Yeah.
Courtownland gets deal. Go ahead.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
building a Courtownland.
Yeah.
Like Disneyland and all your favourite characters. Like Trevor Lally and Donald Duck.
Right, okay. Courtown, Courtown, a lot of enterprise went into Courtown. Like, they redirected the river for it to come out at the harbour. That wasn't like it was always to be the case.
Right.
So, like, there was a lot of work went into it by the Stopford family to make Courtown what it was, like this, hub of Victorian entertainment with families coming down by the train and coming to Gorey. There were talks of a railway between Gorey and Courtown. So they really wanted to make Courtownland.
Yeah, and they did. And someone moved a river somewhere else recently and it didn't go down as well, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really?
Onwards.
We'll keep our hands on that one.
Yeah.
Anything...
But to get to it, Marc,
Okay.
Courtownland, if you were like the Courtown family and you could build Courtown from scratch, what would you do?
What would I do? What would I put in it?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, there'd have to be a total clean-up.
Right.
So you'd have to get rid of a lot of stuff first.
I think if you want to go in, you have to go blank canvas. You want to knock it all.
Yeah.
Knock it all, okay?
Yeah, we'll send everyone that lives there now away to live on the farm.
The farm.
Yeah.
Croken Mountain.
Croken
A
Mountain.
lot of spare land there at the moment. Send them up there. They won't mind. There's
Yeah.
a little stream of a river from the band there. They'll think it's the same.
Yeah.
Right, that's grand.
Okay.
Now, what do we do though? Like, Flanagan's Wharf is gone now. Like, this is huge. This is cosmic.
Okay, so first of all, we fence it off.
All
So
right.
they can't find their way back. And then next, so I would like a recovery rooms, a revival recovery rooms.
Lovely.
I actually played hurling against that lad the other night.
Oh, really? Wayne?
Yeah, he was in the goal for Glen Ely.
right.
I got a hurl broke across the back of my head.
Oh,
You can see a little
wow.
scratch
It's
there.
scabbed.
Yeah. It was an accident, in fairness.
Really?
Yeah, everyone was just trying their best. Anyway, onwards with Courtown.
Yeah.
So that's all I want, really.
That's it.
Recovery rooms and maybe a gym.
All right. They don't need a petrol station.
No, sure, they can't go anywhere. There's a wall. So
The wall
everyone
is staying there.
in Courtownland stays in Courtownland, except me. I have freedom of movement. And you as well. Okay, fine. On the weekends. What would you like in Courtownland? You would like
prefer
Barry
Megamolin. Barry Adams. No, I want thriving. I want thriving commerce in the
Silicon
town.
Valley.
Silicon Valley.
What would it be in Courtown? Like Play-Doh Alley? Play-Doh. Silicon Valley. Plasticine Valley.
Possibly. Yeah. I don't know. I just you want a feel good vibe there anyway.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we need a box coffee,
a box coffee. Yeah.
a little trailer.
Yeah. Trailers.
What about Yano?
Yeah, I like Yana, but
can't
there's
have
too much
both.
competition
Yeah,
though.
there is.
Yeah.
We should run competitions on the outside every year where the winner gets to come and live in Courtownland.
Yeah. Fika would be all over that.
He would, but I think he's had enough. He
What do you
can,
think?
he can have his own thing on the outside. No, we support
But see,
Fika.
we could build franchises though. Like, towns could come to us and they could say, look, do what you want with it. Like Megamolin, we changed Gamolin.
Yeah, that was actually cut out of the last podcast.
Oh
wasn't it?
yeah.
I think it actually was left in.
It was that
Oh,
thin. So
yeah.
we have now built Megamolin and we've moved on to
Courtownland.
Courtownland.
Like, it's
We
great.
are,
We've a great track record.
We do. We are gentrifying
Yeah.
Wexford, North
Yeah.
Wexford.
Yeah. North Wexford, exactly.
The sky is the limit. There's some
what
darker
else we
stories
got
in
here?
here, Michael, we might not touch on. Like, a man got knocked off his bike, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
Plans for approved 18 million telecoms mast in Carnew.
Carnew.
Yeah.
That's a huge article for a load of nothing. If you ask me. A
18
telecom
million
mast.
in Carnew?
Yeah, but what's going to change as a result of that mast? Well, a lot of
Information will
people-
now make its way to Carnew.
Sorry, I should have dismissed such a seismic event.
Courtown's scenery is commended.
Yeah.
No. Wait till they see what we have in store. Oh, Holidaymaker says there's an ongoing litter problem in Courtown Village.
So there's a clear contradiction there in this page.
These articles are next to each
One
other.
isn't talking to the other, really.
The scenery is commended and the next is an overflowing bin labelled litter in Courtown.
Yeah. But Pat Byrne's Facebook page is full of commentary, is more up-to-date commentary on litter in Courtown. So he takes photos of the litter and they're out early in the morning and they will say that the bins aren't emptied, and they will shame the council and they will tag the councillors. And then, but the council listened and they pick up the bins now on a Saturday morning, and the people are delighted in Courtown.
And so Pat will go out and see the litter and take a photo and post it.
But he picks it up. Oh no, he picks it up.
Picks it up. Okay,
yeah. Pat now, he's a hard worker.
He is. Pupils go batty for biodiversity.
That's good to see.
I think,
and that's your homestead there, Skull Garmin Nefa.
Oh, it is. I went to school there, Michael, believe it or not. That
Really?
was me once upon a time, and Shane.
Yeah.
This is, I believe, the back of the hall across the road where we used to do our Christmas plays in junior infants.
My goodness. And that's where biodiversity can be found.
Yeah, I believe I played the role of one of the Boomtown rats in that hall right there.
Wow.
A lovely little village we live in. Do you know that the schools now go like on hikes and stuff? Primary schools. Like I think the school down there went up Croken last week.
Wow.
And we never went anywhere.
No.
And none of the students ever went anywhere in life in general. Open day for Alzheimer's. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at Alzheimer's. I was just laughing at the last joke there.
And look, this is quite innovative as well. Gorey students sleep out, raise vital funds for homeless. So these are Gorey educated together and they're sleeping outside to raise the plight of homelessness.
Hardly. On the street, like.
I don't know where they're doing it.
They probably...
Organised by the Student Council and the Parents Association. That's collaboration.
That is collaborate. That wouldn't happen in your day.
No.
No way.
So the parents and the students organised it. So they slept outside the school in their sleeping bags. Did they raise a lot of money? They raised over 2,500, so not to be sniffed at.
Very good. It's a bit like the Democrats and the Republicans working together, isn't it? The Student Council and the Parents Association.
It is a bit like that.
Congratulations to Tyke Furlong, who got married also this week.
He kept it low-key. This is actually a good paper now. We've a lot to dive into
He
here.
kept it low-key. He married a long-term partner, Anya Lacey, at the Dunbrody Country House Hotel in South Wexford. Would you get married on the Dunbrody?
No.
No.
And did you see there was a very sad story of a little baby?
I did, actually, yeah, it's very sad. We won't touch on it, unfortunately, we want to keep it light, but our commiserations,
Indeed.
obviously, and
Sympathies.
thoughts and prayers to the family. Old World Schoolhouse is on the market for 500,000. Wow, look at that. Very nice. You can't really see it if you're listening, but it's a very nice house for sale. Clone Farm there as well, Michael, have you any?
They won Business of the Year. They've lovely yogurts, yeah.
Business of the Year. And yet I've never heard of them. I've seen their logo before, so fair play to them. 2 homes in one with views of 3 beaches is on sale for 1.25 million. Shane, have you any?
No link to
that. No link to that.
There's a lot of K&K windows in Command as a Boston, and there's a lot of plugs for K&K in that ad as well.
Okay, Michael, this is right up your alley.
Ah, yes.
This is, I would say, your angle. Your John Angle. Thank you very much.
Take a good sip there. Oh,
shit. Someone is ringing me, but that has to do about work.
No, too important here. Angling competition attracts a large crowd, yes. And this was in Auckram, where there's a stock lake. Did we go there once, Marc, or did we? No, we didn't. It was a National Disabled Angling Facility fishing competition. Wow. Fair play to them.
Fair play to them. County Council vote in favour of controversial Courtown land swap. Courtown land swap.
Yeah, that was...
No.
No.
This is different. That's not Courtownland. Oh, and would you look at who it is?
Joe!
It wouldn't be a photo on the Guardian
There you go.
without Joe.
Joe Sullivan.
Emergency Department, upcoming Wexford GA race day is odds on to be a winner. Oh, Johnstone Castle. Oh, the Ballythomas confirmation.
Johnstone Castle, good shout. This is going to be massive. I would love to go see this. Marc Redmond, friend of the pod, the Uilleann Piper, who we had on very early in the season. He's doing a collaboration with Chris Culleton Trio with Killian Brown on keyboard and Lorcan Byrne on drums. And what they're doing is they're going to play the 50th anniversary, or they're marking the 50th anniversary of the seminal Horslips album, The Thon. And it has loads of these old Irish tunes that they do about Queen Maeve and all the old Irish type of stories that we grew up with, the kings and queens of Leinster and the Gaelic tribes and the chieftains and that sort of thing. But you know, the tunes in this album, they're formative of that generation. So 50 years ago they came out, and one of the tunes is you know that put him under pressure. That's on that album.
Wow.
So that album influenced so much. and now they're going to play it live. Like I would love to hear. That's on this Friday in Johnstown Castle. Tickets are €25, and I am very interested in going to that because I think that is huge.
Yeah, you should go. Where is Johnstown Castle?
It's just outside Wexford Town.
Very good. Congrats. Oh, so we have a history talk on here, Michael. Have you anything to do with this? David McCullough, Gorey Library.
David McCullough. Oh, the RTE journal.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's on prime time. You recognise him. I'm the 6-1 News. And he come to Gorey Library.
Yeah.
Fair play to them.
Classic car show in 1798 Mass, St. Michael's Church.
Oh yeah, I'm organised.
You're organising it?
Yeah.
And you got no mention here?
No, I don't like mentions.
Father Redmond got a mention.
Yeah, well, he died.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, so like, not a lot happened in Gorey in 1798, but this lad, Father John Redmond, had condemned the rebellion, and then during the rebellion there was a fire in one of the lads' house in Megamolin, Lord Mount Norris's house, and he was at the burning of it, but he was trying to get them to stop burning it. Actually, they didn't burn it, they looted it. So he stopped them burning it, and then he just wammased into Gorey one day thinking, sure, there's nothing he could be fearful of. And a whole tumult was at Hunter Gown, like, just because he was a priest and he was associated with the rebellion, and he was sentenced with a mock trial, and he was hung on Gorey Hill,
Right.
alongside an insurgent, Patrick Carroll.
Jesus.
So Gorey, a lot happened in Gorey. There was one incident where, near Greensbury Farm, there was a group of people there, and they were native Irish speakers, so they didn't have English, and they were confronted by some yeomen. They were like English people, and because they couldn't say that they weren't part of the rebellion, they were just shot.
Fuck.
They were killed, like,
And they weren't.
There were no association.
Jesus.
But like there were shots on both sides. Like the rebellion was bloody and messy, but 225 years on is just a time to remember them.
And there's a stone for 1798 up in Castletown there, where Contrans live.
Oh,
Did something
right.
happen there?
I'd say it did, but I'm not familiar with it.
And Coolgraney.
Coolgraney, a lot happened to Coolgraney.
A lot.
So when there was no road, the road from Gorey to Arklow was through Coolgraney. So apparently there's always this rumour that there was talk that they got a lad drunk and he spilled the beans on what the rebels were going to do in the Battle of Arklow, and then they lost in the Battle of Arklow, and they had won earlier in the Battle of Tubberneering, and so it was all going on.
Yeah. Fuck.
So
Was Oliver Cromwell involved?
no, that was that was a few years earlier.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Pride fights against social oppression and exclusion. Wexford Pride hosts event on the Quay on June 18th. Very good. We'll have to get the street footage in for that. Court will not pause bankruptcy. Businessman and his estranged wife failed to overturn High Court ruling. Well, look, that's what happens, lads, when you don't play by the rules. Youth Reach celebrates learners.
It's good to see.
Good to see. Good to see. We should all celebrate learners. Look at this guy.
We're missing the big story there, Mark. Wexford ICA has talent finally raises €1,226. Well done to them. Ballyfat ICA won their prize. Well done.
Breed's not in that photo. Breed's in the Ballyfat ICA. She's Lord Mayor.
Is she? Yeah.
A fun day for all the family at the Gorey Agricultural Show.
It's on today.
It's on today. By
out.
God. And who's that right there?
Lorcan Allen.
Lorcan Allen.
Head of the posse.
Who's this?
I do not know.
There's a lot going on with the firefighters, and shout out to our resident firefighter James Mordaunt.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Chagga's time to consider weaning.
Yeah.
Have you considered weaning?
No.
Well, it's time.
It's time.
Gael's goal confirmation, very good, very good. Few matches and all here. Fair play to them all, isn't it great? Being active and, sports are good in general, aren't they? It's a good way of socialising. There's Joe Gardner, a shout out. See now is Shane
Kings
Halpin
of the
here.
Castle.
And there he is.
Shane Halpin.
Shane Halpin.
Kings of the Castle.
Kings of the Castle.
Such a league title. But yes, Kings of the Castle.
And the North County men really strengthened their authority by half-time when O'Shaughnessy forced a turnover, galloped away and transferred the ball to Stamp to goal with a neat finish.
Oh, Gavin Stamp. No
Shout
stranger
out
of a goal.
Gavin Stamp, who scored 2-3 in that final. And here we go. Garrod Cullen. Why isn't Flood in this photo? And you?
This is because it's only no management there. That's why.
No management involved.
Yeah. You got a lovely little sticker. How did you make the sticker of James Flood?
Oh, it was sent to me by Brendan. So I don't actually know how to make stickers.
Very innovative.
Yeah, on WhatsApp. Curraclow remain hunt for runners up. Very good. We're nearing the end here now. So if you have no interest in a Gorey Guardian, we're nearly finished. And if you've got this far, there's other podcasts to listen to. Okay, Michael, I think that'll do.
That'll do. Boring, right. Okay. Well done. That was actually a very enjoyable spin through the Gorey Guardian. Yeah. Now, where do we go? I would like to bring you, Marc. Okay, yeah, let's go all in. Charlemagne, yes. So in the 800s, there was this guy called Charlemagne, and he was a king of a tribe. He was king of the Franks, or he didn't even like to take on the role of king of Franks initially, but he was leader of the Franks, and the Franks were really savage. Okay. And eventually, anyway, he maintained a good alliance with the Vatican and in turn the Catholic Church, who weren't in the ascendancy at the time. This political allegiance then formed where the Pope crowned Charlemagne as the king of the Holy Roman Empire. Now, Charlemagne went on, this man in the 800s, right? One man had such an influence on millions of people, because what we interpret of Europe today, when we think of France, when we think of Germany, when we think of Italy, a lot of it comes down to him and his how he led the Holy Roman Empire. Now, the Holy Roman Empire was based in Aachen in the west of Germany, and what we've just gone through the Gorey Guardian there. The Gorey Guardian was influenced by Charlemagne for how the typeface of how things are written with capital letters, with the capital letter first, and then a logical typeface, left to right. Yes, he funded that. He couldn't write himself, but he invested heavily in education because he believed in his power, and he encouraged monasteries to, and there was whole fueling the learning in his centre of the courts of Aachen. He codified the laws of each place, and he understood that each place had their own laws and they each need to be honoured. And just to bring this to another dimension, Marc, he's influenced everything the way we see it, and he was also a bit of a go-boy, if you ask me, in that he also had a menagerie in his royal courts, and he was gifted an elephant. So in his massive gaff, you can associate, he had a menagerie, he had bats, and he changed. A menagerie is like a zoo. He had his own in-house zoo.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Class.
Yeah, you enjoyed that?
Yeah.
Like, there is a bit, like this Charlemagne man, it was, over 1,200 years ago, and the way he lived his life in that, like, he couldn't read or write really, but he just knew was good, so he just funded that. And he was political, like he had to have been brutish and a real powerful man. And we can look at his example and we can take bits of it and we can see how we can be more relentless and disciplined in knowing that our impact can span much greater than today, that it can go well into the future. And but Marc, it's not all rosy.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, there are parts of the past that aren't that nice. And so this man isn't a saint, although he was trying to be a saint. Or no, shortly after he died, he was made a saint, but then that was taken away because they were like, he wasn't a saint.
Oh, right, okay.
So his first marriage was annulled.
Okay.
Because he went off with a 13-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah. They went. The 13-year-old then became his wife, and she had 9 children for him.
Jesus. She
died shortly afterward. 11 years after
being 13.
Yes,
she died at 24 after having 9 children. Fucking hell.
So fair play to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he almost caused a war with the father of his first wife because, like, he dumped her. Yeah, and but that father then he died. So now apparently it was unrelated to the stress of it all, but like he died, so that averted that war. Okay. So that just closed that off. Isn't that amazing? That all this
crazy.
Like, yeah.
How, like, what was his origins? Did he grow up from a wealthy family, or?
Yeah, and his father was also a big
philanthropist.
He was a big warrior. Like, he was kind of a leader of this tribe of the Franks as well.
Okay. Okay.
But everything, like the shape of Europe today, like the shape of how we've grown up, has been influenced by this man, and like and the European Union and everything. And like there was one more aspect that I just found striking, but I'm sure it'll come to me.
And what brought you to this?
There was this Telegram lad that I sent you before. He sent a list of people to look at documentaries. Just go onto YouTube and watch a documentary.
Yeah.
And I just picked out the Charlemagne lad, watched the documentary, and I was like, Jamie Mac, this is incredible. Like, I know, like, we look at the news and we look at like Bill Clinton and we say, I'm never going to be Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
All right, you might not be Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton has had a great life of politics and he's been at the high level, at the top.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be Bill Clinton. You can be Marc Halpin.
Yes.
And I suppose I liked the idea. We've been toying around with this podcast for 2 years. Right?
Yeah.
And I don't think I've fully understood where we can bring it. And in the last few weeks we had Barry Adamson. Then last week I gave you examples of things that are wrong today, society. Like, I was pointing at loneliness and I was saying, oh, isn't it awful? And I left the podcast and I was thinking, there's something missing here. And this week then I was chewing on it. I was saying there's something missing. And I think that the tool of this podcast for us, what we're going to bring to it, is we're going to show people that it isn't about, oh, you have to do this or you have to do that. Just being yourself and owning and living in your true power.
Yeah.
Is what we're advertising.
Yes.
And it's almost that because I want to move away from the idea of pointing what's wrong with society, because we could do a podcast on that. We could just spend a cycle on commentating on America, on division, on conflict, and just live in that.
Yeah.
I don't believe in it though. So I want this to be as relevant for you and I as it is to someone that's on a commute to Dublin today, that how they act in the construction work site is the same as how I can act in my office, or how you train someone. That if we all contribute deeply in our own way, bringing our own talents to the fore, we'll end up with a better output than what we have at the moment. Because I think a lot at the moment it's a disenfranchised people where we think we have no power. Oh, it's them and us, or we think that there's no way out. But the only way out is through. And that's what I want to sell on Paper Tuesdays.
Yes, I like it. I like it a lot. It's very good. And there's a million podcasts that are doing what you said, we don't want to do. They're commentating on all the negative things, and that's all, like, the internet is, social media is. If you go on your phone, like, you'll think the world is ending, things are falling down, everything is collapsing, we're heading towards oblivion. But then if you put your phone down and look around outside, that's not the truth. It's not actually the case at all. But you don't want to transfer that over, what you're seeing online, into your actual life as well, which is what can happen to a lot of people. And as you're saying, like, being authentic in yourself and just living your life the way you want to live it is enough.
Yeah.
And, you don't have to go put out the fires of society. You just do your thing, make sure you're happy, make sure you feel good. And after that, who really cares? Like, it was sunny the other day, and I just trained and I went outside for a walk with Nora, and I was just like, I feel incredibly happy getting sunlight in and having exercised. It's like, having €1 million isn't going to make me feel much better than I feel now. Like, there's a lyric from a 1975 song that says, the only requirement for happiness is your pain and fucking going outside.
Yeah, lovely.
So that's all you need to do. That's all you need, is just overcome something within yourself and go outside.
Yeah.
And just be present. And that's it. You don't need a six-pack, even though that's what I'm selling. You don't need that. You don't need fucking money. You don't need clothes. You don't need shoes. You don't need fucking anything. That's all going to give you external validation. You just literally just need to feel good in yourself and in your brain. And that's it. And that takes very little.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is 125, and I think that this is a platform for where we end up in 250 at episode 250 is just beautiful. Like, to think that we can parachute ourselves into this vein of thought. when you said about lyrics and your experience with Nora, it reminded me of another lyric. What was it? There's a lyric, abundance is energy, abundance that flows to me. This idea that abundance isn't having all that money, the abundance is the experience of going out and having that walk. That is something that one lives in rather than in what we're surrounded with externally.
Yeah.
There were a few other little aspects that I wanted to explore with you, Marc.
Okay.
Christy. Yes. Did you see that video? Or, by the way, you yourself and Shane were training earlier this morning.
Yeah.
What triggered that?
We done it twice this week. I was going to text you on Monday if you want to join us at 9, I think, or 7 on Tuesday. What day did we go at 7, Shane?
Yeah, 7 Tuesday.
7 Tuesday.
10 on Thursday.
10 on Thursday. Or half 10 on Saturday.
Oh,
We
right,
started
lovely.
training, doing just circuits, kind of weights and cardio, if you'd like to join.
Oh, I'd love to. Yes, very good.
So we've been doing that kind of 2 or 3 times a week. I find it good. It's a break from the normal training I've been doing. It's kind of just time focused, and I get in and I train hard. It's warm, I sweat, I do a bit of cardio, I feel great afterwards, and that sets me up. I'd kind of lost motivation, and it was a sort of a hack I found around it, is that not stopping training at all, just change what I'm doing, where I'm focusing on different metrics, or not focusing on metrics at all. I only have to do the work for a certain amount of time, and if I can up the weight, I can up the weight. That's great. I'm not going to do it forever, and just do it to start enjoying training again, and then eventually I'll move back into that.
Absolutely. But like these peaks and troughs that you describe, I can very much identify with them. I haven't been... the last few months I wasn't exercising as much, and then on Wednesday lunchtime I stumbled across an Instagram video where this 99-year-old doctor was citing a Harvard longitudinal study in that for every hour of exercise you do, no matter what your health, whether your diabetes or not, or what stage of your health, you will extend your lifespan by 3 hours.
Yeah.
And that practical observation. Now, look, you can discredit the study or whatever, but like, it sounds common sense, or it sounds a very practical approach to all our lives. So that triggered me to go to Junior B training that evening, and then we played Ferns last night and we bet them.
Great.
And I played the second half, and I marked Connor Swain of B27 Coffee, lovely coffee in Enniscorthy.
Right.
So yes, shout out to Connor. But Evan was asking me, I bet you had loads of conversation with him. And I don't like chatting with my marker because it gets me out of the mind frame of the cornerback. The cornerback is there to hit his man, no matter what happens. Yeah. So if I'm there developing a relationship with this man in our friendship or social bonds, whatever, just it doesn't marry itself well then when I hit his helmet with my hurler into so
that's you can't in good conscience. You have to keep a distance.
Yeah,
you have to have boundaries as a cornerback.
Boundaries
are important, people, particularly in the full back line.
Yeah,
we played Glen Ely on Tuesday, which was great.
It's a good practice match for you.
Yeah,
they're strong.
Senior. I think themselves and Bray are kind of the strongest in Wicklow, so it was good. It's enjoyable. Good to be back hurling.
Did you go toe for toe with them, or were you?
We lost by 5 points.
That's a fair result.
Yeah, it's not bad. It wasn't too bad. So we have championship now in 3 weeks. So all what's it called? All fucking roads point to Megamolin.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah, no, it's good to be back hurling. Affected my sleep a little bit, but that's fine. It's grand, it's temporary, and I enjoy hurling, so it's good.
Amazing.
Are you going to keep at the Junior B now?
Yes.
Who's your managers?
Ed Shiner Sheehan.
Oh yes, yeah.
I love Shiner.
Yeah.
He just... You just see Shiners in your life because there's these. He's a manager, and like he gives rather. For 4 years, he's probably given the same speech every time or whatever. But like the speech every time is hammering home the same message of the potential of the squad. And Junior B is about trying to. Junior B is about stretching the potential of the players, and in some cases, as you say, Marc, the jerseys of the players that like these that to show them that they can progress and move on. And like sometimes you don't need that. Sometimes like we're happy enough just being Junior B or whatever. But it's worth it. It's worth it for the energy and the passion of the journey. And I don't know how this came from Christy Dignam.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know how. But I asked about your training. But did you see I shared a video there It is a powerful video. I've probably watched it 3 or 4 times now. I put it in the main chat.
Yeah, I haven't opened it yet now.
Yeah. So like this is thousands of Aslan fans singing. This is on it with Christy. As Christy Dignam's funeral procession is going through Finglas, there are thousands of people lining the streets and they're all looking at a big screen of Christy. The funeral procession has stopped to look at this video of him singing This Is. And it is remarkable. The vast majority of them taking videos of the video of Christy playing it, but that's the way of society. Yeah. And but the impact he had is remarkable. He played the Gorey Market Festival in 2011.
Did he?
Yeah, with Aslan.
Yeah.
And he comes like he came out with a lot of good little quotes and stuff. I also took he was in there was a book in 2012 about Finglas, and he said, I think every cell in my body is because I'm from Finglas. Everything about me is because I'm from Finglas. It shaped everything. Wow. What a quote. Yeah. What a quote. And then I also, like the end of his little piece ends with this little thing. If I was a young father now, would I want to raise me kids in Finglas? I'm not 100% sure that I would. I don't think I would, but because it's not the place I grew up in. I'd love it to be, but it's not. It's all changed, but then the world has changed. It's not just Finglas, is it? And that question at the end, is it? That made it interesting. It kind of like society has changed, but like it's almost like some parts of society have paused because there's so much change, and it's like what we're doing is we're impelling a restart. We're impelling us to just be ourselves again and bring our own authenticity, as we said, to the table a bit more. But there was something more about Christy. Have you any thoughts on this Aslan man?
No, it was a very interesting story, wasn't it? He was a heroin addict at one stage and kind of stopped. Yes, he did stop.
He did? Did he?
Stop, yeah, I believe so, yes. I wouldn't have known too much about him, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I have seen some interviews and stuff, and remember he sang on the Late Late with some other fella.
Finbar Fiore.
Finbar Fiore, yeah.
Yeah.
What was it he sang?
Good question.
But I remember that being class.
That was class, yeah.
Very good. I also seen a picture of him with the Dublin rappers Versatile.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. You'd be a big fan of theirs, I imagine.
I've never heard them, but I must look them up.
Yeah.
Versatile. That's a good.
Here we go. This is the start of Michael's obsession.
There's another bit in this that I thought was unreal. This story. When I'd be writing songs or writing records or doing gigs, you'd be thinking, what would Johnny fucking Fox on Rathoath Road think of it? You know, you didn't want to be coming to visit your ma or dad and someone saying, I fucking seen you on the Late Late. What the fuck are you up to? You know, that sort of thing. So to this day, it still affects me, you know. It was always like that. But I think it made us up our game a little bit. I'm always more nervous playing in Finglas because those people, your mates, if they think you're getting a bit... Again, he curses, fucking stropping. They pull you down in a heartbeat. You know, it was always like that. And I think that's probably part of the reason why the quality of the band increased over the years.
Right. That's a positive view of the kind of...
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah. It's a better way of looking at it, yeah. Because we do give out a lot about, you know, the Irish kind of mentality or the tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah.
I've heard of that, like the tallest poppy gets cut straight back down level with the rest of them, so don't outshine. But that's a good way of looking at it, is that it's actually constructive and it made him better.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, that's Christy. Rieshe Gravanum. May his spirit live on.
Yeah.
Rightio. And have you any other thoughts to send him off there, Marc?
No, just rest in peace, Christy.
Rest in peace.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. Now, the YouTube comment, yes. Oh, sorry, local news. Basil Kennedy went to Dr. Brian O'Doherty.
Oh, hey, where is this going?
And he understands that his cruise ship may have gone. This is very sad news.
For Junior B?
For everyone. Oh, Basil is so committed. He was running with Spike O'Sullivan on his holidays in Spain or somewhere. Yeah. And he was at training on Wednesday night and he went down with a pain in his knee and he took some blood off. I doubt he did it, but someone took blood off his knee. Yeah. And apparently the doctor thinks he may have done a cruise ship. So we hope and pray that Basil will be back with us on the hurling field.
So.
Yes, he's some man.
He loves running.
Loves running.
Yeah.
Just loves getting out and doing it.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's starting his own kind of mental health service thing, isn't he, with promoting exercise as well. So it's obviously very important to him. So hopefully he can get back to it soon.
Definitely. And another local news: Conor Moore in the same Junior B hurling training.
Ooh.
He scored a goal.
Ah, yes.
It was a cracking goal.
Yeah.
Well done, Conor. Yeah, he thinks that it's the same as Paul Carley's goal in the second half of the 2004 game with Offaly. We'll leave that up to those who were there.
Okay. Congratulations to Conor on that.
Yeah.
He wasn't hurling last year, was he?
No, but he's back in a big way.
Right.
We will see more of him in the Junior B district
Pardon the pun.
stages. Yes. Yeah. More of him. Oh yes, indeed. Yeah. Thank you. YouTube commenter. So I've been dipping in and out with Kanye West at the moment. Oh my goodness, he is unbelievable. But I came across one YouTube comment on one of his songs, and this is from 3 years ago. About a month ago, my youngest son dropped dead in his driveway. The EMTs managed to defib him 5 times and still couldn't bring him back. After that last 6th try, his heart started beating again, but he wasn't breathing, and took him to the hospital where he was in ICU. When I got the call, I live in Boston, he lived in LA. I flew to ATL, and my brother and I drove from Atlanta to LA, not knowing how things would unfold, but expecting a miracle. We prayed and jammed this whole album of Kanye West all the way across country, praising him the entire way. After a week, my son walked out of the hospital completely healed. When I hear these songs, I am truly reminded that our God still performs miracles and that the Lord our God, he is wonderful. And I thought that is incredible for it to be a YouTube comment, like an essay like that.
I thought that was going to be like a joke with a punchline at the end. That, like, you know, we played his album and it was so bad he had to wake up to turn it off or something. But that just shows, like, fucking hell. Yeah.
That's the American spirit, isn't it? That's
Hell
just the every time we go again. And yeah, like, what was it? People running on the sidewalk, or what would they be chanting or shouting?
I can beat him, coach.
I can beat him, coach.
I can beat him, coach. Screaming. Running up and down like the Grafton Street of Chicago.
And no one near him or
No one
anything.
near him. I don't even know if he had headphones in or
running
not.
this in his head.
Over and over again, yeah. And he was huge. Like, I'd say he was going to beat him, whoever he was.
Well, I hope he doesn't play Junior B.
No.
And, oh yes, another little... actually, Mark, you had Don't Cry For Me, Argentina. Have you anything to spill in the beans on that now?
No. Do you know that song?
Not well.
I don't either, no. I just seen it and I thought, that's a nice sentence. Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Oh yeah.
That'll be my Rose of Tralee winning song.
Oh,
I think,
yeah.
when I transition and I win the Rose of Tralee.
This is big news.
Yeah, this is big news because
You can retain the beard.
the beard I could, and I'd probably get extra points. Have you ever been to the Rose of Tralee?
No.
James was a barman at the Rose of Tralee.
Oh yeah.
He loved it.
That. Yeah.
He loved it. The Wexford Rose is now being selected.
Yes.
So, who are the judges? Pause. Have you seen this competition?
Reach out.
Breach heard it, yeah. What's it called? The Face of Wexford.
Yeah.
You could be the face of Wexford.
This is the face of Wexford.
And who are the judges?
Nora Casey.
Nora Casey. Who's she?
Businesswoman. You'd listen to her all day now. She was the victim of domestic abuse, and she came through stronger.
Wow. Who else?
Maria Walsh, former Rose of Tralee winner
Wow.
and current MEP. That stands for... Do you know what an MEP is?
Mr. Excellence Person.
Member of the European Parliament.
Wow. Member, where that would be MOTEP.
They exclude the O for some reason.
Oh,
MOEP.
Member.
Moep.
Moep. She's a mope. And there's a man then as well, isn't there?
Well, Brian Cunningham is the host.
Oh, who's he?
He's event manager and he encourages country music.
Okay. Wow.
He's pro country music.
Pro country music.
He organises all these events for country music fans and yeah.
So, okay.
But he's the host and there's another person.
And can I enter this? Is this a male and female?
It doesn't really explicitly state it.
It doesn't state much, does it? Like,
No, but there's no male judge.
No. Is Brian Cunningham not a judge?
No, he's a host.
Oh, so there's 2 judges.
3. I'll find the other one.
Louis Walsh.
Louis Walsh. That would be great. Yeah.
Being hosted in the Amber Springs.
Indeed. Yeah. The other judge is Miriam Mullins.
Ah, yes. She is a
Oh, yeah.
TikToker.
Oh, wow.
She's a TikToker.
Right.
I can juggle. I can juggle.
Okay, you tick the box there. You have to be over 18.
Tick.
You have to be stylish.
Tick. I'm wearing Crocs. White Crocs.
Like, you're going to have to enter.
Okay, what's the third one?
Talented, so you can juggle.
I can juggle, yes.
Have you got a story to tell?
Oh, I do. I've loads.
Tell me your story.
Okay, so what's my story? Okay, so there I was in the back garden, and my daughter was wearing her sun hat. The sun was shining. It was a great day. I was wearing sunglasses. She recently had a house built in the back garden by her granddad, a little toy house. And she goes, stumbling around the back garden. I see a wet patch on a warm day on her rubber mats. And I think, that's weird. Maybe water dripped down from somewhere. She walks over and puts her hand in the water. And I said, no, don't touch that. And then Breed comes out and she was like, what's that water there? And I was like, I don't know. And she goes, I think I seen a cat in here earlier. So my daughter put her hand in cat piss and then I touched it. Vote for me.
I don't know what I'm more impressed with. I think I'm most impressed with the fact that you gave that story with 3 seconds notice. That was really good.
Thank you.
You are quite the human being, Marc Altman.
Thank you very much.
I feel justified that, like, this is why I'm friends with him. He's just brilliant. He's a breath of fresh air.
So does the juggling come before or after this in the performance?
And then the last one, Marc. Have you got a personality?
Oh, well, I have a couple of weeks. When is it starting?
You have to submit it before Friday.
Before Friday, fuck. Okay, I need to find a personality before then. Maybe I'll like get into coffee or something, or maybe I'll rate Guinness on my Instagram stories.
Speaking of Guinness, Brendan O'Sullivan, shout out to Boss, the former geography teacher of ours. Or you didn't do geography?
I didn't have Boss only for football.
And he was a great man. He was very encouraging.
Yeah.
But anyway, he had posted a story on, or maybe it was someone posted a story anyway, and Boss commented on it, of someone in a pub with a pint of Guinness at the counter, drinking it as soup.
Right, with a spoon?
Yeah, with a spoon. Taking their time going through it.
Like this person was being serious or they were doing it?
They didn't know what Guinness was, so they were like, I'm going to drink it as
really?
soup. Yes. Yeah.
How do you not know what Guinness is?
It seemed like a very Irish, like, kind of Temple Bar, pubby stuff, and she didn't look too Irish herself, so I could have been an American one thinking this is actually cream.
Okay. Michael, do you foresee yourself going the rest of your life without drinking alcohol?
Correct.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're not
all
going
the
to
way.
touch it at all? And you have no reservations about that?
No.
You don't feel like you're missing out?
No,
I've asked you this before, but...
Well, like, Ashton even said it there, like, she would hate to think that at some stage I'd regret it. And there is not a single grain in my body. It's kind of like, the way I describe it, it's a little bit stark or whatever, but like, I don't know, I'm very blessed that Ash and I are going to marry. And I don't know how someone that is like a priest or whatever, or a nun, could go their life chase, like go their life without the connection of a partner.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. And in the same way, I think people that chat with me about alcohol could see the same thing.
Yeah.
The same idea of how could he know that he wants to do that for the rest of his life?
Yeah. Do you think, is it the avoidance of the negative aspects of it or the lack of a need for the positive aspects of it?
I think it's both, but they're fused by this understanding within myself that I don't need it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other people might need it. It's not like, and you see the health studies or whatever, that a glass of red wine is like good and it can...
Disproven.
Oh, it's gone?
Andrew Huberman's done a podcast on it.
Oh.
He said that's disproven. There's no scientific evidence to back that up.
Wow.
It's because of resveratrol, which is a compound found in grapes, but the amount of resveratrol that would be in a glass of wine is negligible, and it would not counter the negative effects of the alcohol within the wine.
Interesting.
So there you go. Sorry, red wine is not.
But I was reading an article by, it was actually by a priest during the week, and he was saying how we all like the wine. Like he was saying that wine can add stuff to our lives, like, and he was even saying how wine can fuel conversation and make people relax.
Yeah.
And it was kind of even pointing that it was just showing how there are so many things in our lives that add to our cups. And then that made me think, well, wine could actually add to people's cups. And maybe, like, I think it's something that I have to be more careful. Like, I had a bottle of kombucha last night, and it's kind of like, I need to factor in the fact that I do need to relax and just switch off. And I think people use alcohol for that purpose as well, to kind of just forget about the week that's gone and forget about the week that's coming and just chill for a few hours.
Yeah. But here's what I've found, right? So I've been on both sides of the coin. I've drank heavily in the past, and now I'm abstaining for a while. And what I found is the weekends I used to see as exactly that I was unwinding or taking a break from the stressors of the week, and it was just going out and having fun, and this was like downtime for me. But what I found was I was completely writing off an extra day there as well. And like, if you can have 1 or 2 drinks, maybe that's fine for you. But what I found is I was more stressed going into the following week after the weekend because of what I had done to my body with the alcohol. So basically your downtime shouldn't be a net negative coming out of it as you were going into it. You should have more energy after your downtime and do stuff that's going to rejuvenate you, as opposed to something that's going to leave you in a more negative position.
Yeah. And like we were, oh, sorry.
So the battery went there a second ago.
Yeah. So, but I had made the point then about creativity, and that I think that creating opportunities for creativity is like deadly, because it doesn't have to be alcohol fueled. It can be something that we can bring to ourselves just by being our rogue Irish lads.
Yeah, definitely. And you can enjoy events more for what they are, as opposed to the drinking aspect of them. And they can be about the event, like a Strictly Come Dancing or a table quiz.
Yeah, a table quiz, yes. Yeah. I got very invested in table quizzes over the years, but yes.
Yeah. Any on the horizon?
No, but Darren Cullen is always on about getting my Uncle Michael to set a table quiz for Nave Energy A Complex, and that would be riveting.
Yeah.
My Uncle Michael has great intelligence and wit for a good table quiz, so watch this space for 2023.
He'd come up with his own questions.
Yes,
yeah,
indeed,
very good. That would be good.
Yeah.
Do we have any other topics?
No, Mark, just hope you have a wonderful day.
I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope the listener has one.
And did you want to do a quick game, or do you?
Oh, no, so I forgot my notebook. I wrote out my games and then I left it in Gorey.
Yeah. But if you've got to this point, thank you for listening, and please do subscribe on YouTube or like our stuff or drop a comment, and we'd be eternally grateful.
Yes, thank you very much. Also Spotify, if you don't mind.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Close the door. Goodbye now.
Bye-bye.